subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
All right, what's happening? What is up? We in the building. And a round of applause to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tariq, and it's the late night tap in with Tariq, or if you're listening in the daytime, it's the midday, early morning tap in. Glad to have everybody tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Ready to chop it up as we always do before we get started. Let me start shouting out some of the regulars in the room, and I'm going to have you guys give me a nice retweet. Give me a retweet. That would be phenomenal. Let me shout out some of the regulars I see in here real quick. We got J Mac, Gemini, Nia, Wise, Renee, David, Darius, Rent Free, Mondo, Joel C, Rain Love. We got Leo, Panamera, 7, Miss Beverly, Leela, Zuri, Devontae, D Day, FBA, Shanae in the building. We got Black Idaho, FBA Trade Day. Oh, everybody's up in here. FBA Chucky D, Daryl Stones, Aniasaru Sweets, Brother Sage, um, Highland. Boy, everybody's up in here early. It's a lot of regulars up in here. We got our good sister Black Receipt. Everybody in the building, ladies and gentlemen. So many people, and I show you guys love and respect and honor for coming on in here. Nikki the God, I see you. The Tethernator, I see you. Oh man, a lot of stuff we got to get into. A lot of people are still talking about the case going on down in Texas with Carmelo Anthony. People are still talking about that. The crowdfunding for his family to help produce justice for that young teen. It's over 215,000 as of now. So it's still going strong, and that's a good thing. Let me double check. Let me refresh the page. So, no, it's actually 214,000 raised, which is great. And that's on the Give, Send, Go website. And what's interesting, a lot of the white supremacists were very upset, and I talked about this yesterday, about how much money is being raised, and the white supremacists are usually used to targeting GoFundMe. They've taken down several GoFundMe pages that's raising money, but there's one site called Give, Send, Go. It's a Christian site, and they let it stay up. They got there's one of those sites where they don't let you flag them so easily. And a lot of people who were connected with the January 6th insurrection, I think they were raising money on that because some of their platforms were being taken down. So this is a very fair and equal crowdfunding site. And the couple who run the site, they did a space with some of the far right cats earlier, and they stood on business. I got to take my hat off to them. They were like, listen, we created a platform. We're not going to judge, and if somebody is going through a trial or whatever, they should get a fair trial, and we're going to let people fairly raise money for what they need to raise money for. So a lot of people were criticizing them from the far right, but they stood on business, and I take my hat off to them. And the far right and the white supremacists, they hate the fact that there are platforms that allow um, the grassroots to kind of galvanize and support somebody who's being targeted by suspected white supremacists. You see, there's a new paradigm shift, and this is a great thing. And again, We're not allowing any type of racial double standard. See, white supremacy is all about blatantly practicing racial double standards and then acting like they're not doing it. And that's just not flying right now. Carmelo is receiving overwhelming support, as he should, because, like I said, there is a precedent that is set by the Kyle Rittenhouses and the support for the Daniel Pennies. You're not going to escape that. If that's self defense, this is self defense too. And it's very justifiable self defense. And here's the thing, it's important for the Black community to make sure children and young people are good. See, this is a great thing. And I'm gonna get calls in a minute. Y'all start making your request in a minute. Brother Macau, what's up? I see you. But let me tell you how this is a great thing. We have to start getting into the habit of making sure Black kids are protected, making sure that we galvanize around Black children and Black youths when they're being targeted unjustly. That shows strength when you're able to protect children within your community. See, that's why the white supremacists are so hell bent on allowing um, the youths within their society to get away with murder and all types of stuff. Go read my book, Foundational Black American Race Beta, that I wrote years ago. I have a chapter in there talking about how white youths just don't get in trouble under the system of white supremacy. There's like a damn immunity. They just can't do wrong. They don't get in trouble for anything. That's a part of white supremacy, just letting them get away with anything. I talked about this in depth in my book. Growing up, looking at this in school, I would see white students, my white peers, do all types of egregious things. They would call in bomb threats, they would trip off the fire alarm, and we'd have to evacuate the school. They would do all types of weird stuff, bring weapons and bring tobacco to school and cigarettes. I mean, I'm talking about fourth and fifth grade. They wouldn't get in trouble for nothing. They wouldn't get suspended. They would nothing would happen to them. But the minute a Black kid spoke out in class, you spoke too loud, bam, you're getting suspended. Bam, you're getting paddled, because they would paddle you back in those days. You get a paddle, you go to the principal's office and they had a paddle. You would pop you in the ass with a paddle. How many of y'all remember that? How many of you guys are old enough to remember getting paddled at school? That's some old school shit right there. How many of y'all remember that? That was a thing. Late 70s going into the early 80s. They stopped it in the mid 80s. But yeah, they would paddle you. They give you a couple of whacks of the paddle. So the Black kids would always get paddled, suspended, expelled, put in special classes, sent to do evaluations for any little infraction, but never to the white kids. And I always noticed that. I always noticed that. I took a note of that as at a young age. That made me become racially conscious. But they do that. They let white kids and white youths get away with any and everything, and they protect them. They literally have to do serial killings before they get in trouble. And even when they do, they'll take them to Burger King first, just like Dylan Roof. What did they do to Dylan Roof? Took the dude to Burger King after he done murdered a bunch of people. They're like, you look hungry. What do you want, a Whopper? That's a cold piece. And still they were making excuses for Dylan Roof. They were trying to get him to say he was insane. He was like, "No, I'm not crazy. I knew what I was doing. Yeah, I wasn't crazy. I was taking one for the team." You see? So the name of the game is protect white kids or white youths at all costs, no matter how wrong they are. You see, we have to start protecting our Black youths. We have to make sure that they're good. Any Black person, and I've seen some grown ass Negroes out here, um, trying to kiss white ass, denigrating Carmelo Anthony. And it's very performative. And some of y'all know some of these people are in these spaces, and y'all know who they are. The straight clown shit, coward shit. And we're going to have clowns and cowards among us, but all of us, we're not going to have that disposition. We have to take the position where we protect Black youths. We protect Black children. We do not let them get targeted. That's a sign of weakness, letting the children get targeted. See, we got to start disrupting that whole school to prison pipeline, you see, because see, high profile cases like this, the name of the game is for them to normalize the criminalization of Black youths. So that justifies the school to prison pipeline. Like, oh, look at them. They're just so violent. Look at them. They got low impulse. Oh God, they'll just jump up and be violent at the drop of a hat. See, we got to not let them get away with those narratives. See, when we protect these children, that challenges that cycle, and that demands a more nuanced and a more balanced and fair approach. Another reason why we have to protect these Black youths as a Black community so that we can preserve future potential. You see, a lot of our kids out here, they hold a lot of potential for leadership, creativity, innovation, and they are oftentimes railroaded by the system of white supremacy. When that happens, we lose a future educator, a future entrepreneur, a future artist, a future revolutionary, you see, because they try to get our kids early. They try to put a bag on them and put a jacket on them that's negative early so it'll stay with them for the rest of their lives. We got to stop letting them do that. When we protect these Black youths, that sends a message of collective protection. See, when a community rallies around a child, that shows the system that Black youths, they're not isolated or expendable. They're protected and they are valued by their community. We really got to get on that bag. I hate to see when something happens to a kid, you got old Sambo, broken buck dancing Negro. Well, that's what you get now. When you out there walking around with his pants sagging and everything. That's Sambo coward talk. And with the case of our brother Carmelo Anthony is a smart student. This is not, no thuggish. He's a pretty smart kid with a lot of potential, you see. And allowing them to target the Carmelo Anthonys and other Black youths, see, that creates a level of psychological warfare. When you target one young person, that's a tactic of psychological warfare meant to instill fear and obedience in others. So when we support and defend them, that reverses that psychological tactic and it strengthens the community morale, you see. And also we got to dismantle these racist narratives. See, high profile cases like Carmelo Anthony's. See, it paints Black youths as super predators or inherently criminal. Like we don't, and our youths don't deserve to defend themselves from outside threats. So when we have public support, that helps counteract those dehumanizing narratives. And it replaces it with the truth. It puts context to it and it puts empathy to it. You see, this whole thing where we just let them have their way with the kids, that's no. We can't operate like that. You see? We have to uphold the principle of restorative justice. See, Black communities, we've historically practiced, forms of justice rooted in healing and accountability, not no state sanctioned punishment. So when we defend youths, that aligns with our cultural principles of guiding and community restoration, you see. And what we have to do is also we have to learn how to control our own image. allowing the dominant society to basically dictate how our youths are going to be perceived and punished, that reinforces white supremacy because they believe all of us should be punished. All of our kids should be punished. So protecting our youth, that's a form of narrative reclamation and identity preservation. You see, that's why so many people have a problem with us right now supporting financially what's going on with Anthony, and also us on social media and many others on social media really putting some real perspectives on the narrative. And when we do this, family, see this will avoid like legal precedents that target black youth. See, these high profile cases, they'll result in court rulings or precedents that disproportionately impact black children nationwide. You see, just like with the Trayvon Martin case, see, that set a precedent. We should not have let that shit go down like that. We sat on our hands with Trayvon Martin, ladies and gentlemen. That's what put a target on a lot of our kids' backs. We got to be very honest about it. See, when you stand up in one case, stand up for somebody in one case, see, that can help stop a broader legal ripple effect. It's very important. Remember, Trayvon Martin, and I was yelling at the top of my lungs, man, we got to really watch this case. This case is very serious. Because if they get away with that and we just sit on our hands, where it's a wrap. And I remember after the thing went down, there was a little kicking up dust for like a hot second, and then everybody kind of calmed down. You know why we calmed down under Trayvon Martin and Zimmerman? You know why we didn't do shit? Because we thought Obama was going to do it. We thought, hey, we got a black president. That's what we were on. We were like, man, we got a black president. We know the black president ain't gonna let no black kid get harmed, not understanding that we had a big musty ass moist tether sitting up in there who could give less than a damn about us. You understand? And other tethers like Eric Holder and others. We had a contemptuous tether up there who wasn't going to do anything for us. We didn't realize it at the time. We sat there waiting on Obama and his administration to do something because we're like, hey, it's post-racial. We let them run the post-racial game. Ain't no more racism. No, no, no. Our system and our black president, and he's going to correct all of this stuff. There were more black folks getting slaughtered under Obama than the entire era of Jim Crow. You see? And that situation with Zimmerman, that really set a horrible precedent. And we're correcting that precedent now. See, it's better late than never, you see. And also, what we have to do, we got to start building institutional support networks. See, when we organize for one youth, that can inspire long-term strategies like legal defense funds, mentorship programs, youth advocacy groups, and other systems that we create to support future generations. And it's important for us to protect these black youths because no child, especially a black child, should be a political scapegoat. And the state often uses black children as scapegoats to send political or social messages. And us protecting them, that ensures that they're not sacrificed to appease the white supremacists or their law enforcement agendas or any type of racial backlash. So it's very important that we make sure these kids are good and we look out for them and support them as much as we can. Oh, we got a lot of people in here. I see bushmeat barristers trying to get up. I'm gonna get you on in a minute. We got Josie. Let's get Josie in here. Let's see what Josie is talking about. Miss Josie, hop on in.
Hello.
Hey Josie, how are you?
How are you? I'm
Um,
good. I'm good.
I'm good, Josie. What's on your where are you calling from? Is that an Australian accent?
No, it's French and Hebrew as well.
Okay, there you go. Are you in France or are you in the US?
I'm in the US currently.
Okay, cool. So what's on your mind, Josie?
I wanted to know because I received a lot of requests for this. That would be cool if you debate Myron Gaines. How do you feel about that?
I've already defeated Myron Gaines, beloved. I've made a fool out of him, and it went viral.
But the boys want a part two.
They have to pay for that. I told them, get their money up and we'll do it. They haven't given me the
Ah,
money.
come on, we can do it remote.
Get the money up and we can do it. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, if you want me to debate Myron, you seem like you might have some influence. Why don't you get the money together to make it happen?
I'm just the messenger.
All right, well, message some money. Get the money together. Why don't you get the money together, dear?
I'm just sending me some thumbs down. I feel your mom's a hoe. Oh, mean.
Ma'am, I don't understand that mayo babble. Why don't you get the money?
I'll ask.
Well, you can get
I
it.
mean, it would be wouldn't it be a good just a good networking, not networking, but just I mean, if it went viral, wouldn't the clips themselves pay for it?
I've already defeated him and it went viral. I've already spanked him and about 10 others by myself and it went viral. So I'm not going to keep giving free spankings for nothing. So if they want a rematch, that's where the money comes in. So, ma'am, you need to be hooking the money up if you want to see it. You called here. We're talking about something totally different. And you're talking about a nobody like Myron Gaines. If you want to see somebody smack around a nobody, why don't you get the money, dear?
I'll let them know.
Man, but you can get it, ma'am. I mean, you work that mouth for everything else. Work that mouth for some money, right?
I'm Jewish. I mean, I don't like to pay for anything, so
It don't matter. You
I'll let
still,
them know.
yeah, but your mouth is non-denominational, ma'am. That you can do things with that mouth to get the money, right?
Non-dominational. What do you mean?
Right. You can do some non-denominational things with that mouth of yours, right?
What's that?
Okay. Good Lord. Anyway, all right, but Josie, thank you so much, dear. Go ahead and get the money, okay?
All right, I'll let them know. Thank you for letting me speak. Yeah, you have a blessed day.
All right, get the hell out of here. Lord, you're calling me about some damn nobody. If you want us to rematch with a damn nobody that I've already spanked up and smacked around verbally, well, get your paper up, get your bread up. All right, that's what it is. I'm not here to give a nobody some damn clout. We're not doing that. Don't raise your hands. We got a lot of people in here. What's up, Red Joker in the building? Shout out to Red Joker. Boy, what's a lot of people in here very heavy. What's up, Tarsha? I see you. Oh, I see y'all. Y'all looking good in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The ladies looking great. Shout out to y'all. Everybody's looking good. All right, I see Love I Am in the building. Let's get family. Do y'all want to hear from Bushmeat Barrister in the building? Oh, do y'all want to hear from Bushmeat Barrister? All right, Bushmeat Barrister, what's going on, sir?
Hey Tariq, what's up?
I'm good. What's up, man?
Not much. You're just spewing a bunch of nonsense about the whole Carmelo Anthony situation.
Oh, really? I'm
Yes,
spewing
you are.
nonsense? What's the nonsense?
Well, you failed to mention that you're just race baiting. You're trying to make this a huge race issue. You're twisting it up to make it a huge race issue.
How so?
Austin,
How so?
Austin track team was pretty much majority black. He was also a part of the football team who was also black as well. If you are fully aware of being in a track team, specific teams they have their own individual tents. Either way, that's
Bushmeat,
irrelevant.
it is irrelevant. You don't have to sit in any specific tent. You can sit anywhere, sir. There are no assigned seats. There are no rules that you have to sit anywhere. There's zero rules. You can literally sit anywhere you want. They tried to do some old Rosa Parks, get in the back of the bus, get up out the seat bullshit, and it just didn't work. So
No, I highly doubt that the late Alston, he went ahead and just wanted to remove him based because he was black. That wasn't the case. It was more of a camaraderie thing that he didn't want another person from a different team to be, you know,
Who in the
in that.
hell made him in charge to sit up here and tell somebody where the hell they can sit, and then you put your goddamn hands on them?
Either way,
Either way,
Car-
nothing. Who the hell put you in charge of seating? How you gonna put yourself in charge of seating and then put your hands on people?
either way, there. I mean, Austin did not deserve to die based on Carmelo just killing him with the knife. He had a knife, and all he did was just, I believe, just dragged him, and he
Just
attacked him
drag
with
them.
a
Well,
knife.
you don't know. If somebody run up on you unjustly, unprovoked, and start putting their hands on you, you don't know
And
what the hell they're
so,
capable
so if
of.
a person just
You
pushes you or
don't know
drags,
what they're capable of, sir. So you defend yourself and neutralize the threat the best way you know how, right?
by stabbing them,
By
is that
the
accurate?
best you got a right to do that. It's called stand your ground and castle
No,
doctrine in Texas. Yes, it is.
there's
They got a stand your ground case, and that's you can use lethal force if you feel like you're in imminent danger. Yes, you
so
can.
why did Botham? I'm pretty sure Botham Jean got killed, and the woman who actually killed him was actually got convicted, and she essentially, was fearful because she thought that she entered in the wrong.
No, that wasn't no, that had nothing to do with no damn self-defense. This woman walked up in a man's house and just
Exactly, but
shot him.
you're essentially saying that if a person just fears for their own life, they have,
Yeah, but it has to be reasonable.
and what he did was not.
No, you can't walk up in nobody's house and say, oops, I got reasonable fear, and then start shooting. No, no, no. That don't work like that. That ain't even nowhere near the same, sir.
Okay, but this highlights a huge
Oh,
issue that is
bushmeat,
going on.
bushmeat, bushmeat. You're reaching. Boy, you're reaching, bushmeat. And bushmeat, here's the thing. Over in your homeland, an article came out today. Gunmen killed 52 people up in Nigeria. You dig? In the last couple of days, they've just been gunning people down in your homeland, sir.
A gunman here.
Huh? While you're worrying about this case, dozens of people in the last couple of days then got gunned down up in your homeland, sir.
I'm not from that specific part of the world. I'm worried.
Yes,
I'm more
yes, you
concerned
are.
about, yes,
That's where your
that
family's from. That's
what
what.
occurred, what is happening there is not impacting my life. The
Yeah,
way
because
black people act in this country,
because you fled from the damn danger. And if you have to flee from that kind of danger, you're not at liberty to say nothing to us about how we protect ourselves and defend ourselves, Bushmeat.
he is going to get convicted. What he did was against the law. It was a felony.
Probably
He
not,
did.
because no, probably there's a lot of people, grassroots, rallying behind him for support. There's a great chance that he's going to get out of jail and be found innocent, hopefully so, because there's too much of a precedent that's set, and we're not going to let them use racial double standards when it comes to self defense. They sat up here and got away with way too much shit under the guise of self-defense. So if they sit back here and try to renege and say, oops, well, if somebody's hitting on you, you can't defend yourself. Now, that's going to create a whole bunch of energy that's not going to be conducive to the peacefulness of our society, unfortunately.
There's no racial double standard. What he did was murder. He murdered that boy, and he is going to pay the consequences. And this highlights a huge issue with what's going on with the black community, specifically young black boys. They can't control their emotions. They react. They cannot. They don't have the ability to avoid
You're
conflict or
auditioning
handle
for white
conflict.
people. You're
I'm not
just you're auditioning for white people, Bushmeat. You're trying to get you some.
I'm not
You're trying.
auditioning for white
Yes,
people.
you are.
I'm
That's
actually very passionate.
no, no, you're not. You're trying to find you a white zaddy, and this is what they like to hear. And a lot of you tethers have been sitting up here talking that nonsense too. That nigga, he murdered him. He murdered white daddy. That is a crime. That nigga should go to jail forever. A lot of you tethers are really using this as an opportunity to just lick all types of mayo ass. And I'm just not shocked by your disposition, sir. I'm not shocked at all. Let me get some other folks in here to talk to you, Bushmeat. Let's get Brother Average in here. I ain't talked to Average in a minute. Brother Average, what's going on?
Hey, thank you for letting me up. I'm disappointed, man, because we have grown men who call themselves black, and I'm referring to the barrister here. Um, yeah, black men have the right to defend themselves. Black boys have the right to defend themselves. And him sitting there alone and being engaged upon by a man much bigger than him. I'm sorry, two men, two boys that are the size of men, actually bigger than most men, approach him and put their hands on him. And then you brought up both from John for some reason, and we talked about castle doctrine. Both of them was in his castle, by the way. And you're like, murder? No, there was no intent to murder anybody. The boy was sitting there, he was going to enjoy his event. And the biggest catalyst in Austin being alive or dead is Austin Metcalf. Because had he sat his ass in his own seat and didn't bother anybody and didn't touch anybody, he'd still be breathing today.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? He decided to put his hands on somebody, walked over there, and got over there. And then lastly, man, as you said that you have nothing to do with what's going on in Nigeria. That's your homeland. I'm gonna need you and your lineage to man up when it comes to what's going on in your homeland. Focus on it and fight for it. Because you being in our business and not being willing to fight, but only being willing to fight on the side of the opposition who's gonna look at you and me the same, gonna try to kill you if they could, it's very weak. And it's indicative of why your homeland suffers because you won't fight for a better tomorrow. And if people are trying to harm your people, you think that they're justified. They can deputize themselves to put their hands on you and harm you, which is why 5'2" Chinamen can slap you in front of your whole family and get away with it. You
Mm.
need to man up. And the last thing I'm gonna say to you, man, on the man up thing, whatever, I'm gonna say this to every tether that think just like you. Forgive me, Tariq, but y'all need to wipe your pussy off. Straight up. Peace.
There you go. Thank you so much, brother.
That's your culture. You don't want to hold your own people accountable. You don't want you're just wanted to constantly deflect. You don't want to take criticism. Why can't young black boys avoid conflict? Why can't they just walk away,
Yes.
handle issues
Yeah,
the
because we
best way?
ain't
That's what he
you.
should have done. That's
We're,
what
we're
he
not you, sir. We're just not going to sit around and just let people beat on us and let people smack us around and murder us. We're not going to just sit around and be sitting ducks like you were, sir. Anyway, Bushmeat.
Not everybody's gonna flee like you, neither, barrister. And I'm white, so just a heads up, bub. If they put their hands on him, not guilty.
Mm-hmm. What's
You
going
don't
on,
put your
Bulldog?
hand. You don't. What's happening, bub? You don't put your hands on anybody. I don't care what color you are, what ethnicity.
Go ahead, Bulldog. Oh, um, you were talking, Bulldog, and you disappeared. Boy, it's bad when you got a white man who stands on business more than a damn tether. Mm, mm, mm. You got a white man who will sit here and stand on business more than a tether like Bushmeat Barrister. I've been seeing a lot of tethers showing out. A lot of tethers been bored. They've been performing. Ooh, that he shouldn't leave that white boy alone. He didn't have to do all that. He wasn't in no danger. Yo, I've been seeing them really, really show out. Take y'all watch these tethers now. Oh, these tethers are performing. They're trying to get them some Jollof butter biscuits. They are really using this as an opportunity. Watch these people. I want y'all to look at the people, the so-called melanated people that you see online, um, sucking up to the dominant society. Look at their backgrounds. All right, I'll just say that. Look at them backgrounds, man. Let me get some more folks in here. Y'all raise the hands up because we are in here deep, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see, because we do have a lot of people in here. I'm going to get some new faces in the building. Y'all raise your hands. Raise your hands. Let's get Rivy. We'll get Riviera in the building. Riviera in the building. I remember that
Oh,
name.
no, I've been around. Oh man, the Carmelo Anthony thing. Uh, well, let me go with number one. He was seated, so we all know if you're approached by, and this was two individuals. This was the Metcalf brothers that approached um, Carmelo, and he was sitting down.
Yeah,
If you get into a fight with somebody, you don't want to be sitting down or a confrontation. And this idea that these two individuals walked up to Carmelo and said, "Hey, do you mind getting up?" I just really doubt that that happened.
right.
The second thing, Tariq, you need to look this up. It was raining.
Right. It was right. So he was getting out of the rain, basically, from what I understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he might have had his own tent, but maybe that tent was the closest in proximity to him
Right.
to get up out of the rain. So that's the only thing I want to mention. I just think this whole situation is foolish. Self defense is self defense.
A-
If you don't like it, then deal with it.
absolutely. Yeah, because see, the narrative that the dominant society they're trying to paint it like these just innocent white guys just politely wanted him to move. And then and Anthony just turned into super disco soul brother from a 70s black exploitation movie and pulled a knife out and started stabbing. That's the narrative. They're like, basically, they're trying to tell you the white boys is like, hey, excuse me, buddy. Um, this is our tent and this is our side. Can you please, if it's your will, could you please get up and move? The hell you mean, jive sucker? Where is my knife, jive turkey? I was getting the cutting peoples. So that's the narrative they're trying to paint it out to be. That ain't what happened. That's not what happened. The white boys were hostile. And then they put their hands on the guy and he warned them. That's another thing. He didn't do a cowardly move like Daniel Penny, just sneak up on somebody. He said, hey man, touch me, it's on and popping. Don't hit me. If you hit me, it's gonna be on and popping. He kept warning them. They kept pushing the damn line. Self-defense. This is self-defense from top to bottom. It wasn't like he just went to jugging. The man sat here giving warnings. Hey, man, don't touch me. Don't put your hand on me again. Leave me alone. Damn, you don't have to sit here and just keep warning people. That's why they have stand your ground. You have no duty to retreat. So apply the damn law. Equal application of the law.